You know, you have 5 guys that go up against each other, they shoot each other in the face.
1, 2, 3, oh my god!
It's like walking, you know, Smog's Horde, if he was part of the PC Master Race. You know, that kind of came to mind. You know, walking through that, it was just a gigantic cavern filled with goodies.
Alright, man, it looks like it's going to be another B-split push coming up here, standard as could be for the T side.
Yeah, they are getting ready for it right now. They've got 2 people coming out through the middle, 3 people through upper dark at the moment. There's counter-terrorist holding 1 guy inside the B-bomb site, 1 guy down towards the middle of the map.
Yeah, that B-slope man on the CT side is going to be the linchpin here. T side, they've managed to put the CT smoke down. No support coming in from the A site here for the defense. It's all going to come down to the entry shots here, the man making the plan.
It's getting kind of cold in here.
Yeah, man, did you leave the window open?
I don't think so. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. You can take the blue, or the red pill, or the green one.
What? There's a green one? Sweet.
And can we count on Fnatic being here next week?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Room on Fire and our Caseking of the Hill tournament, cooled by Alpenföhn. Finally, we're back with some great Counter-Strike action here. It's Fnatic and Mousesports first, and I'm sorry, Sunrun Vendetta, I caught you in the middle of a conversation. How are you guys doing?
We're doing just fine, just fine. We're talking about the games, and I obviously
That's a good topic of conversation. That's what we should talk about. Well, we shouldn't talk too much longer because actually the game is very close to going live. So I'm going to already call us ready. What I want to remind you guys is that we're going to have a bunch of giveaways today. Of course, we're going to give away one of these great headsets from Phoenix. We've got our giveaway of our CPU cooler from Alpenföhn, and we still have our Facebook raffle, guys. There's a lot of people signed up, but you can be one of them as well. So click the link at the bottom of the page. It says raffle right there, and you can win a really cool chair from AK Racing and a bunch of other stuff too. And not just this week, but the upcoming 7 weeks. We're only halfway through our Caseking tournament here, so still lots of chances to win, and we have some cool sub giveaways as well. 4 items, in fact, tonight. That was only 3 fingers, but it's really 4 items, and it's going to be good fun. So I'll remind you guys later, and we'll do the raffle once we get to that part of the show. But we can't waste any time, guys. We already have to move forward and get in with the game. So I hope you're ready for it and connected and everything, because we should be good to go fairly soon.
Yeah, I think we have everybody on the server at least, so there is that. I've been admiring Olafmeister with his 1-digs and everything. That's kind of what Ben and I have been talking about, so we might as well, touch on this before the match actually kicks off, just what we have in store for us tonight, because Fnatic and Mousesports are going to face in the first best-of-3 here, but then we have NIP waiting in the grand finals, or in the finals, rather, at 8:30 tonight as well. So 2 best-of-3s on the table, but already Fnatic Mousesports. We were just talking about how well Fnatic have been playing lately, man. It's really been impressive play from Crims in particular, who always just seems to get like 25 frags and then a bunch of assists behind it.
Yes, I can't really add much to that. And actually, I won't say it's weird, but it's just that when I look at the Fnatic lineup, I can definitely see that Crims and Olafmeister are some beastly players, but in terms of sort of raw firing power, I can think of a lot of other European teams that probably have more firepower in the lineup than Fnatic do, but somehow this team seems to just work better. And I guess all it really means is that Counter-Strike is about more than just, who has the better aimers. Not that Fnatic don't have good aimers, but I'm just saying I can think of other teams that maybe have more.
Well, to use a very popular office word, it's all about synergy. Right?
So yeah. I like chemistry more. I like chemistry more,
We have to use synergy. Synergy. Nobody knows what it means, but synergy is important.
They synergize well, right?
Exactly.
Don't you study English, Vendetta?
I did. I did study.
Well, didn't you study English as well?
Hell, yes. I mean, but I quit, so I've liberated myself from any charges of anything like that. I can just claim not to know anything, which is good.
Claim ignorance, but you can still do that even though you're getting a degree in it, right?
Yeah, nobody really knows what you're supposed to learn anyway from an English degree. It's not really quite clear. Even when you're doing it, you're not really sure what it's going to lead to or what's actually going on. So, yeah.
Do they have Starbucks in Denmark?
Probably. Actually, yeah. I'm not even sure that we do. Probably do somewhere, right?
That's the common joke,
probably
right? If you've got a philosophy degree or an English degree or a history major, right? It's like, hey, I'll see you at Starbucks, man. I like lots of milk and 2 sugars.
We did spend an uncanny amount of time in the Friday bar. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it helped our studying at all, but it was fun. So
is that because you're like Danish, or just because you're students, or is it a combination of both?
I think when you get to the combination part, it becomes really truly out of control. Yeah, there were some interesting times held at that bar, and usually, like, they called it a Friday bar. And I guess this is a thing in most countries for students, but it usually happened on more than just Fridays for some reason. So I don't know how that works out. Look,
testing,
guys, everything
did
cool?
Anders forget to?
I'm wondering if he just muted himself somehow.
Did I manage to mute myself?
Might have done that.
Hello, hello?
Yeah, because he's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't hear. Alright, I'm going to try and reconnect. Hello, guys?
Well, now he's not.
Can you guys hear
me?
me?
He left.
Ah, so we have a bit of a mystery.
What's going on, Ben? What's happening?
Hello, hello?
Hello.
There he is.
Ah.
Did you just mute yourself?
No, somehow my continuous talk managed to switch itself off, so let me try and see if I can just switch it on again for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, does it work now?
It was way too clean. It was way too, like, crisp and clean, right? So we were just like, did he just, like, hit his keyboard somehow randomly and mute himself mid-sentence?
I actually don't have a mute button on my keyboard. I probably should have, but if it's working now, then let's just trust it'll keep working, I hope.
Yeah.
Alright, that's weird. Technical issues. As long as they don't, grow to more than that, we should be cool. Alright, so what we're getting at here, ultimately, is that Fnatic are probably the favorites, but Mousesports, especially it seems in online games, and especially when they're the underdogs, have this uncanny ability to somehow upset almost every team, it seems like. So I wouldn't call it a sure thing, but I would definitely say Fnatic are the favorites. Does anyone sort of immediately disagree with that?
It's hard to disagree with it, simply because, well, you pointed out that Mousesports have been performing really well online, and obviously this is being held online. But I think you have to take into account their EPS performance this weekend, which wasn't the best thing we've seen out of Mousesports.
No, they ran into Planet Key dynamics and just did much worse than I think they were expecting themselves. I mean, I was looking at Twitter afterwards, and they seemed thoroughly disappointed in themselves, and I guess that can just happen.
Do you think it was because it was Noki's last tournament with the team?
Well, they have been playing with Kazuya for the better part of the last month and a half.
Yeah, they've been playing with him a lot.
Yeah, on online tournaments and whatnot. So maybe Nuki coming back means that they aren't as well prepared as they probably hope to be. Because I would imagine that they've played with Kazuya in practices and whatnot leading up to the various online tournaments that have been held in the meantime. So
yeah,
that could be an issue.
I won't rule anything out at this point. Just to say that, you know, you can have a bad day or a bad map or a bad match overall, but obviously, in the finals, you don't really want to have that be your bad match. But apparently for Mousesports it was, and they ended up losing, even though they were obviously the favorites going in, I think. Yeah,
I still think we should give Planet Key a lot of credit though, because they're definitely a good team. We don't have to go that many months back in time to where it was those players who were either in Mouse themselves, like Troubly, or they were contending for that top spot as the German team, or German #1 team.
Yeah, true enough, true enough. I mean, still a lot of progress to be made in the German scene overall, but man, they have the talent for it. I'm just waiting, biding my time for it to get on the way. Now we have the knife round here, so welcome to the show once again. This is the Caseking of the Hill, cooled by Alpenföhn. We've got week 7 coming up here with Fnatic and Mousesports, and then NIP as your reigning champions, or your kings if you prefer, and they're waiting later this evening. We're going to see them play against the winner of this best of 3. You're at Room on Fire. I'm Anders, of course. With me in the right corner in the green trunks, it's Vendetta as well, and in the left corner in the blue thong, it's Semler. What's up, Semler?
What? Where are you getting that from?
I don't know. Sometimes you just have to start some rumors, right?
I got a highly disturbing mental image right there.
Besides, it's got stars and red stripes on it, Anders. Get it right.
Well, that I can definitely see. You know, that makes sense. It makes sense all of a sudden.
I mean, you should know of all people, right?
It's all about the freedom, right?
Damn straight.
All right, so
count down the days, bro.
Look, the maps here actually, talking about upsets, I think the maps actually work out pretty well for Mousesports. We've got Dust 2, we've got Mirage as the second map, we've got Cash as the third map. But if Mousesports win, I think, 2-0 fashion, that'd be pretty impressive. And, Mirage and Dust 2 are maps that Mousesports are pretty good at.
They are very good at it, definitely. Fnatic are also just solid on both of these maps, but I think Mousesports getting Dust 2 to start here is their best chance. This is really going to be key for them to get a strong start, just because of how Dust 2 actually functions as a map and how we see teams perform on it, but also because this is a map that Chris J can shine on. So, he's going to be facing up against JW or Olafmeister with that AWP for Fnatic. Is he going to be able to go toe-to-toe with them and show us the usual brilliance we've come to expect from him?
Not only that, we'll obviously mention the AWP, but it's not only Chris J who can handle that AWP on the Mousesports teams. We've got Alo as well, and we talk about this often when we speak of Dust 2, because that's probably the map where we see double AWP setups most of the time, if that ever occurs, right? So,
yes.
Yep.
I wouldn't be too surprised if you saw Mousesports pulling out 2 AWPs on their CT side, maybe even their T side as well. But if
we
you
have seen them do it in the T side as well, that's the thing. They are the team that actually makes that work.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it feels like the most sort of impressive or the most effective comeback or the most effective way to prevent the double up setup is simply to make sure that the CT side especially never has an economy for it. Like, the teams that we've seen in the past try and use it, when it hasn't worked, it's usually actually been because they have only been able to afford it like 1 or 2 rounds in the first 15. So, yeah, I think that's the recipe for Fnatic. Just make sure that Mousesports don't get off to a good start and that they can't afford those really expensive rifles.
Yeah, and one thing that's going to be really fun to see is that we talk about this every time Fnatic plays, and that's Pronax with the mid-game calls, right? And I feel like Fnatic are a fairly reactive team in that sense, because they're able to adapt on the spot to the various opponents they play. So they're probably very aware of the fact that Mouse have the potential to do a double AWP setup on their CT side, and it's going to be fun to see how they actually negate that factor, or how they try to prevent Mousesports from getting to that point, if they want to play extra aggressively, or if they want to do a lot of B splits to kind of narrow the effectiveness of the op and that kind of thing.
It could be. Mousesports are going to start on the CT side, and it will be Fnatic on the terrorist side. So welcome to the show. I think everyone is finally here, and people can stop insulting each other in the pre-game chat like they just were. So they should be getting underway, and it seems like a pretty standard, pretty vanilla setup here for Fnatic. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy yet.
No, I do like the fact that they are taking their time getting into mid right now through lower dark. Pretty standard pistol round strat so far that we're seeing from Fnatic. Nothing crazy right now. Alu is going to spot out some members of Fnatic at mid, but he doesn't get too much information, and he actually takes a lot of damage for his trouble. So I like that Mouse are actually going to change up the positions here. It's going to be Alu getting on plateau back B, with Legia supporting, looking towards mid, but the action's going to be at A here.
Yeah, and it feels like especially long is going to be hugely important. That's Kasua going down, and that's a big kill, and tabseN, and I think that's the key point here. That means Chris is now in a really uncomfortable sandwich, not the sexy kind, but the kind that gets you killed, and now it's going to be a 2-on-4. I think soon as they lost tabseN down on long to Flusher coming in, the game was almost certainly up for Mousesports. Now they have to try and retake in a 2-on-4, and it's not looking good.
Ooh, 2 good kills coming in. Pronax has to be careful. They do have those USPS, one-click headshot on the CT side, but Flusha and Pronax are going to manage to close him out. Alu just getting too low. He had 13 health pretty much at the beginning of the round, so his retake capability there wasn't too high. He still gets a kill, but it's going to go Fnatic's way. They're going to be the ones starting off with the rifles, and this is what we were touching on at the beginning of this game in the pregame talk, the fact that Mousesports need that strong start to get that money fast, to get that double op play.
Yeah, and actually they're going for something that a lot of teams have found really popular lately, which is this double scout setup, and especially for Mousesports, that makes a lot of sense. I think actually, if there's one person you really connect with a scout, maybe apart from Sean Gez since last major tournament, I guess it's really Chris. He was famous before for doing this as well. Great headshot early on though onto Pronax, brings him down, but he's also got no rifle.
All right, let's see. There's going to be Fnatic actually just taking over long. So they want to make use of these rifles right now. They want to actually try and play the range game, force Mousesports to try and take fights at range where the AKs are really going to pummel them. But already Chris J alive on that site. He's got that scout, and he's going to be looking for shots, but he's got to be careful. He could get rushed down here in the Pro 90. Olafmeister manages to spray him down already and gets Legia as well.
Olafmeister just racking up these eco frags, which is great news, but in a grander scheme of things here, Mousesports have actually done a lot of damage to Fnatic, so this is not half bad. The P90 is at least going to be a good weapon for the anti-eco now. Alu's going to be charging up here in a 1-on-2. Sandwich then makes it a 1-on-1 now. Olaf with a triple kill is going to take a quad as well and win the round for Fnatic. That's still way too scary. Much too close round, I think, for Fnatic's comfort.
It was not a well executed anti-eco round. The idea is good that you want to go long to get that space, additional space between you and the Mousesports members, but it's not that effective when you have a P92 pistols and 2 AKs, and that's it.
And Chris actually doesn't care. Mousesports have forced it up again. I mean, alright, so second round buy is pretty common, right? But after you lose that, generally you wait until you can buy in the 4th round, and Mousesports haven't done that. This is some real madness coming out here from the CT side.
This
is something. Can't see it, but I'm grinning really hard right now.
Well, it's something that Hellraisers would do, right? And I think Mousesports opt to do it simply because they knew that they did so much economical damage to Fnatic that previous round. It was only Olafmeister to live with an AK, so if they can do a lot of damage here, they can probably continue to force it up and eventually break Fnatic.
Yeah, we'll see. Alu's in the sight, and Legia goes down with the deagle without doing much damage at all, and Alu is going to drop as well, and that's not looking good now for Mousesports. Kasua has to come up here with a pretty big kill, and he's going to get smoked off. Fnatic not leaving much to chance. I mean, they have the grenades, and even though they've invested a little bit into them, I think it's better to use them than just to, wait and hope you can get out of the round with all the grenades alive. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to watch where tabseN is going right now. He's going on a mission. Olafmeister, however, is going to have one of the sickest pushes right there. Chris J and Kazuya cleaned out a B slope. But now Fnatic have got to be wondering, where is this last guy, actually? Where is tabseN right now? And Pronax is about to run right into him, spots him out immediately. And a nice shot there from Pronax. Just doesn't even let Kazuya, or tabseN rather, do anything at all. But now we see the impact that that's had. Mousesports, they needed to land some big shots in that round to make that buy work, and that just did not happen. This time around, Fnatic just trounced them.
So, I mean, if nothing else, Vendetta, this is certainly going to delay the double up for Mousesports. I mean, that's a big sacrifice, it seems like, for a team that generally relies a lot on that particular setup.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I'm surprised they opted to do this is because, well, as you said, it delays them so heavily. So when they finally have the opportunity to buy up, it's an insane investment from Mousesports to make to go into 2 ops at that point, because that probably means a double eco following if they lose that round, and at that point the game is pretty much out of their hand already.
And what's worse is that they actually won the knife round and chose to go CT, Mousesports. So it really does feel like they wanted to just play to their strengths, use the double scope, and yeah, it's completely fallen apart. Their game plan just has not gone their way at all. Fnatic, you know, gave them a shot in that second round, that anti-eco that they nearly botched. But since then, Fnatic have been playing much cleaner CS. Look at this, 4 guys still alive here versus this pistol round from Mousesports.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I guess the previous round they did open up with a great headshot from Chris J's scout down the middle, so it could have maybe gone a little bit better, but that B-bomb side just couldn't stand up, and Kasua is going to go down as well, leaving it in a 4-0 situation. And Mousesports, they're able to buy now, and there's 1 AWP looking for Alu. He could have gone full glass cannon, but I kind of appreciate the fact that he didn't.
Yeah, same here. I would have actually been opposed to the double op setup, given their money situation at this point. If they can stabilize somewhat and grab 2 rounds in a row or something like that, then I'd be more comfortable with it.
They're rushing out on long right here. Tabson might get caught. Alu's gone down. Kasua as well. What a quick round from Fnatic. Instantly killing 3 members of Mousesports. That's a big blow. Mousesports, they've been waiting 4 rounds to finally be able to make this buy, and once they make it, it just gets shoved right back in their face. And Chris, I mean, they've got to defend these rifles right now. They got to fall back and save.
They're thinking about it, sure, but Fnatic are 1 step ahead. Fnatic know exactly what they've got in mind, and Crims is already waiting close in lower dark. He's going to be able to start closing in through upper dark, looking towards this B site. Chris J is going to get in a position to be able to stop this from happening, though. Crims, unfortunately for him, he's just a couple seconds too late here. And he should get spotted out fairly quickly. The flash in, and Crims is taken out, but Pronax is waiting in T-spawn now.
He's going to pick up the kill on Legia. Chris does take him down, but these rifles are much more valuable to Mousesports right now than they are to Fnatic. I mean, Fnatic don't have an infinite amount of money, so they are losing a little bit by throwing some of these away, but as long as they can save the AWP on Olof, I think it's worth them throwing away 4 members basically to try and kill Chris here.
Even with losing the AWP, it's still worth it, because they know that if they break Mousesports now, it's eco time for Mousesports again, and that gives them more room to actually build up an economy once again. So they can easily lose a couple of weapons here, and they don't even lose the op on Olofmeister, so they're in a great spot right now. You can see it, Pronax sitting at 10k there, 5k after buy,
yeah.
And Mousesports have to eco, even though they're on the brink, or actually they're gonna buy 5.7s and pistols and armor, which is.
Dude, what do you think about that though? I mean, that seems like an all right play, since it's just gonna like even out their money.
Yeah, they've got the money money loss bonus going for them, so they're going to be able to buy up next round either way.
Again, it's Chris who opens up with a great headshot on JW in the middle, so that's certainly going to annoy him, but is it enough to actually win the round? Well, they've already lost their guy in return. That was Legia pushing in upper dark, so right now it's still just back to a 4-on-4. It would be a really great turnaround for Mousesports if they could win this round, but Chris might be about to, you know, pretty uncomfortable situation. He misses that shot, and now grenades are going to follow up. He's going to go down, and they lose Tabson as well.
Yeah, out through mid.
Kasua might be able to do some damage if he actually pushes on to the guys in mid here.
Oh, look at this setup. Alu and Kazuya actually getting there at the same time. Perfect timing there from them. They managed to close in on it, and look, Alu's now got an AWP to play with here. Kazuya, he's going to be able to pick up a rifle as well, and these guys are going to be able to buy in the next round regardless of what happens here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them actually go for this.
They might be able to. They're going to flash their way in once. Kasua, the first guy through, and Pronax is ready and waiting. Now Alu in an uncomfortable position, especially because Fnatic had that one smoke left that they just used, so that actually just seals the deal, and Alu's going to have to run away. Samler, Olofmeister is 12-1-2. Does that surprise you?
It's Olofmeister, man. There is no surprise there.
No,
I'm actually surprised when Olofmeister doesn't get scores like that, because just looking back at LGB, what he was capable of doing on that team, now that he's on Fnatic, it seems like you don't actually get to see that Olofmeister that often. It's, you know, Crims who's taking the lead, or Flusha, JW, right? Even Pronax lately, and Olofmeister is usually the one who's actually kind of lagging behind, seeming like he can't quite find the spot. So it's good to see Olofmeister getting a bit of confidence, a bit of a time to shine here.
Now we finally, after 6 rounds of straight losing, Mousesports have decided it's time for that double up setup. We'll see how it's going to work out. Chris will take down JW, who was scoped up over and long, so at least one of the up works, and maybe it's time for Mousesports to get on the scoreboard here as well. 6-0 is not exactly ideal, but it doesn't mean they've lost the first half at all. They can still bounce back.
Yeah, they can. They definitely can. They're on the least favorite side here on Dust 2, so they're still absolutely capable of coming back into this. They're definitely not out yet. 5 rounds, 6 rounds, Mousesports would consider that a good half. Olafmeister has still got an AWP here, however. Chris is looking, or he was looking towards short. Crims was waiting for the flash in from his teammate, and unfortunately Chris lands the shot first. So that's Chris J already picking up 2 kills now that he's got an op.
And a third one to come. Pronax goes down. And this is the level of Chris J that Mousesports need if they want a real chance of doing this. And Chris could do it. I mean, we've seen him do it a number of times in the past. And even though it might have been a slightly slow start for him, if he's going to start stepping it up now, there's no reason why Mousesports couldn't bring it right back here. I think maybe Olafmeister's slightly disconnected at the moment. Hopefully he's going to be back in any moment here and right back into the game. Unfortunate otherwise if...
Maybe they're just talking things over. I mean, 20 seconds.
It seems like an unsafe position for him to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have asked for a pause. I assume something's wrong with Olafmeister's setup, whether it be keyboard or just him being DC'd or whatever it might be. I don't think it would have made that big of a change, though, regardless of if Olafmeister had been there or not, because Chris J got off to a great start. I think he even got 2 entry frags before... Well, before they even asked for a pause, before anything went wrong for Olafmeister, so I think that round would have gone Mousesports' way either way. Now, it's a huge round for them as well. Ollie being able to save that off from the previous round allows him to have a bit of a bank, so Mousesports have the potential to drop weapons for each other as well, and that means that they're kind of healthy money-wise as well already, just after winning that 1 round.
And that's obviously great news. I mean, finally getting around on the scoreboard and saving pretty much all the rifles, yeah, definitely does make for a big change. Now they just need to keep going. And they're still taking jabs at each other. I guess Mousesports have built a bit of a reputation for being late to matches, and Fnatic are trying to, I don't know, take some shots at them. And now it goes the other way.
But wasn't it? There was one mouse match we did not too long ago where we waited for, I think it was 20 minutes or something for the game to start, and as soon as we were told that everything was set, it was Ollie who just went to the bathroom or something like just, or went smoking, something like that, just completely random after 20 minutes.
I think he actually had to use the restroom, but he said that he was going to go take a smoke just to troll everybody. He's like, "Oh yeah, smoke break." I was like, "What?" No, he was back in 30 seconds, guys. Don't worry, we didn't have to wait any longer. It's actually not Olu, but it was Olu who was a little bit late to us, which is why we had a bit of the late start here today. So Mousesports have had a warning, but it should be smooth sailing from here on out. Hopefully we should be able to get Olafmeister back on track here fairly quickly. Not really sure why.
No, it could be a bit of everything, I suppose. We'll wait until we get some word from Fnatic. In the meantime... big thanks to all of you who are joining us since we started here. Hope you're going to have a great evening. There's a lot of Counter-Strike to come. It's only the first map. It's only the first half as well, so if you are just joining us, you're pretty much on time for a full evening of Counter-Strike. And we do have some very cool giveaways for our subscribers that we might as well just remind you guys of. Gifted to us by Prometheus, one of our really cool subs. Even he named this AK actually Making Scream Proud, which I guess is a pretty good name for an AK. So we're going to be giving away this Vulcan. We're also giving away a Cyrex and one M4A4 for Asimov. And thanks to CSGO Lounge, we also have one of these StatTrack AKs. So we have 4 items in total that we can give away. The first 3 were given to us by Prometheus. So those are for the subs, and a big thanks to you for subbing. We try and give a little bit back every once in a while, and there's no restriction or anything on how many people have to sub before we do giveaways. We just generally do them because, yeah, it's nice for you guys to get a little bit of something in return whenever we can. So we'll remind you guys later of when we're doing it, and you know I'll tell you we're doing it after the games, obviously, and not in between. You know, the middle of the match. That would be weird. But I mean, the 6-0 lead that Fnatic have is kind of cool, but at the same time, they haven't built up such a big economy. So I guess on top of Mousesports saving all their rifles, it means they could be in a good position to bounce right back into this game and claim a couple of rounds in a row here if they win the next one.
I think Olafmeister had quite a bit of money on him before it went out, so I don't think Fnatic are completely in the drain as of right now. They could probably withstand 2 more buy rounds before they would have to eco, and at that point, the money loss bonus starts kicking in for them as well. So if they get bomb plans, they can actually keep on buying or having force buys, pretty decent force buys for quite some time.
And that'd be good. I mean, I think, I don't know, if Mousesports can force Fnatic to eco even once in this first half, they probably have a realistic shot of doing it once they get to the second half if they win the pistol round. So the goal is somewhere in the distance there. They can see it happening. Yeah, if you want to win and you're not a subscriber, there's a chance to do that as well. The giveaways that we're doing later on in cooperation with Caseking are for everyone, as long as you're somewhere in Europe that we can actually ship to. Otherwise, it could be a little bit tricky. And there's the Facebook raffle at the bottom of the page. If you guys haven't clicked it yet, there's a raffle button down there. All you have to do is like the Facebook page, and you can win a really cool chair from AK Racing, which is actually really nice. We've tried it out and everything, and it is actually a really nice chair. So if you want to win that, then go and like the page, and you will be good to go. What else? What else? What do you guys think?
There's a lot we can talk about if you want to fill space here.
Go on.
Well, first off, Fragmite Masters.
Oh, you're right.
How can we can't forget Fragmite Masters. I think one of the coolest, if not the coolest, online tournament in CSGO's history up till this point is back for a third season.
Yeah, the Fragbite guys, the flutes, the production crew, of course, at Fragbite, kind of legendary, I think, at this point. The commercials as well. Oh, God, yes. Fragbite is pretty much always great. And, yeah, it's been a long time coming. And we have LAN finals for Fragbite now as well, so it's even better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the cool thing.
That's probably the coolest addition for this rendition, I guess, of Fragmite Masters. And the prize pool is pretty hefty as well. I think it's the equivalent of 450,000 Swedish kroners.
Yeah, that's for CS and StarCraft together, though. So it's about 300,000. I think it's about 300,000 for the CS.
That's still pretty legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That's not at all bad.
$42,000 off the top of my head. Is that right?
Yep, it is. You're right. I think that's exactly what it is. So that's gonna be very cool. And it's gonna be busy times in Counter-Strike come very, very soon. And obviously, yeah, I mean, there's that. There's also DreamHack Winter Luring in the distance. There's an ESC LAN finals. There's a lot of stuff.
ESWC.
ESWC. You're right. We can't forget.
Are we gonna see Chinese teams?
Yes, we are.
We are.
Oh, that gets me hyped. I want to see Asian CS come back in full force.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think this is an issue we've been sort of pushing the developers out a little bit, because the game is called Global Offensive. I mean, come on, you need a global presence, otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we try and push the Valve devs, who are generally kind of cool to argue with. Yeah, we try and push them a little bit, remind them every once in a while that there is a scene outside of Europe and the US as well, and Asian scene is definitely one of them. I'd still say the South American scene could also use a push in the right direction. And if we could build a giant fiber line all the way to Australia, we could actually bring them in as well. That would be great.
I feel like that's something Sweden should do. That should be their responsibility.
Get Robert Holden on the line.
You wouldn't mind paying a bit more in taxes, would you, Sam, for that to happen?
Like a Sweden and Australia exchange program, just
yes,
digging down fiber lines from either side of the world.
That'd be pretty nice.
All right, lads. We're into it. Olafmeister is back.
Great. All right, well, we resume the game then. 8th round is coming up. Mousesports finally taking a round. They had the double up set up, and they just need to keep winning.
Yeah. That's what it's going to come down to. I like Fnatic actually going for the aggression once again, really not wanting to let Mousesports get comfortable here. They're out on long, and there's the first pick. Crims manages to find Tabson. There's still Kazuya waiting around the corner, though. And he has to be careful. There's 3 guys from Fnatic that are gearing up to come pushing at him.
He realizes that Crims is very low on health, so he really wants to see if he can get him killed early on, but he's going to fall back, and now he actually needs a lot of backup. He has to get so many kills coming around this corner. He's getting sprayed down, and that's kind of a big giveaway. I'm not sure he had to do that. Now that's going to put it up to Alu and Chris, who are both on this bomb site with an AWP each.
Yeah, and Chris J is going to be the last man. No, he's not. Pronax finds him first. Alu is gone as well. And now it is down to Leia, who's rotated over from the B site. A little bit late on the rotation there, but he still catches Olafmeister at mid. So a freebie there turns it into a 1v4 at least, but now it just comes down to whether he can stay alive and for how long. I mean, shall we take some bets? Because it's gonna be the great chase here. The hunt is on.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, really rough for him. They know exactly where he is, and it's Pronax, the captain, who comes in to find him. And Fnatic are going to win the round. Now, luckily for Mousesports, as you were pointing out earlier, at least they can still buy Vendetta, but that's a bit of a disappointing round considering how well they won the previous one.
It is a bit of a disappointment for them, and you talked about how Kazuya kind of re-peaked excessively at long there, but I actually think he didn't have much of a choice, because if he lets go of long there and lets Fnatic have control, then that means that Chris J is in an awkward position because he's going to get sandwiched in somehow, or he has to go aggressive on catwalk without them having control of it, and that's almost equally awful. So I think Kazuya more or less just took the bullet for him.
Oh, well, JW is handing out bullets down on long like it was hot bread, and Mousesports are receiving it as well. Flusher spraying down Legia, who somehow wasn't looking. I have no idea what happened then. That looked absolutely ridiculous. Like, they were almost pretending to be on the same team until the very last second. And now it's a 2-on-3. The bomb is going to go down here. Alu up on short has to pick up this kill, and he will do it on Crims. Pronax now trapped in the bomb side.
Yeah, he's crouching there, but he's got support from JW, who's alive still. Chris J going for a shot through the smoke. He's not going to land it, though, and this is a double op retake coming out from Mousesports right now. First shot goes in. Alu not going to connect. They somehow cannot find the shots when they need to here, and JW will take Alu out. It's going to be Chris J alive on the A slope, but Pronax will be in the right position to spray him down. Fnatic keeping both members alive towards the end. But a lot of missed shots there from Mousesports. That's why, you know, it's so tough to retake with the AWP. You get that one shot, and then you miss it. That's what happens.
That was a tough retake for Mousesports. And again, it starts with them losing control over long. And that's kind of what they have to hunker down on. I think they could easily put Chris J aggressively with an op on catwalk all by himself, instead of having him playing back at the site like he's done the 2 previous rounds. Because that leaves a lot of pressure on the guys at long.
Yeah, it kind of feels like his teammates on long and catwalk, if he's inside the bomb site, it feels like they become sort of extensions of him, and they slowly, you know, his limbs slowly get cut off, and he ends up in the bomb site with no chance of really doing anything. Because they're too close, and yeah, not good at all.
But yeah, there's still room for Mousesports to pick up a few rounds. Fnatic with 9 hours is obviously a great half for them already, but it doesn't necessarily spell the end of Mousesports at this point, because if they string together the last 5 rounds, then they could get that momentum and that confidence boost that they need to really get off to a good start on their T side.
Well, good damage done. Alu's got 9 bullets left. He's going to go down to Crims, unfortunately. And the key player here, Flusher up on short. As long as he's alive, it's going to be really hard for Mousesports to do anything. He's going to run right into a bunch of people down the middle, and they kind of triple team him. So that was a little bit too overzealous by Flusher there. The bomb is down. It's a 3-on-3 retake, and Mousesports could do this. They kind of have to do this.
And they no longer have a choice, really. If they don't manage to take this round, they're going to be ecoing again, or at least having to force up. So there's enough forcing here. They're tired of it. Mousesports, they need to get into this site quickly, and everybody's just going to go swarming in. JW manages to land the first shot, but he's in that 1v2 now, and he needs to land another. Oh. There's the flick headshot onto Kazuya, and Chris is now alive with 3 HP. This is not looking good for him.
JW, easy round for him here at the end. All he has to do is hunt down Chris, and he doesn't make it around that corner. JW, well, the first 2 kills were great, but the one in the middle on that guy jumping up on the box, that sealed the round. That was very impressive. That's what we want to see whenever we see JW AWPing, and it's not always that we do, but I mean, AWPing or not, he's still having a great game right now at 10 kills. So that was a very, very great finish to that round for Fnatic.
That was individual skill at its finest.
Yeah. Those split shots are so hard to hit as well. He had like a millimeter to hit that shot on as well.
What's up, Chris J?
He could have picked up that second kill. He would have actually been able to steal the A case. That was a little bit closer than maybe it seemed. But in the end, the only one who's gone down right now for Fnatic is actually Crims. Pronax holding the rifle in the middle. It's a good idea, leaving Kazuya alone. You know, 1-on-4, and this is about to be 11-1. This is... I guess the score is kind of deceptive. I actually think Mousesports could have had a few more rounds, but overall, Fnatic are in really great control of this first half.
They've been looking solid, apart from a couple of Antaika rounds where they, well, lost a bit more members than they have to, but they still picked up the round in the end, and the following Antaikas they've had, they've been pretty solid. So
I mean, it seems like the second round, after winning the pistol, was the second round really where they kind of just went
nearly botched it.
Yeah, the Pro 90 play from Wolfmeister, he gets a quad, but still they lose everybody else on the team. But after that point, it seemed like Fnatic, they kind of just steadied themselves and they said, okay, that's enough horsing around. We had our one round where it came a bit too close for comfort. Now we're going to take it seriously.
Yeah, and I think that's something Fnatic are able to do actually quite often. Even though they nearly mess up or mess up, they're always able to keep composure.
Oh, look at the flashbangs in this bomb site. They're already in there, so close to Legia. He couldn't see a thing as they came into the bomb site. He's going to peek out, and it's Flusher and Crims who just break the bomb site wide open. And that's a really scary and sort of random, like semi-random B push for Fnatic. Just so they've been playing really slowly and been playing for picks for a while. They just decide to throw in one random round where they rush B, and it catches Mousesports off completely.
Yeah, Mousesports that was just really nicely done with that smoke cutting it up the site as well. Pronax is going to push out onto B slope, so he is going to be the man alive here. The rest of Fnatic, they've traded places. Finally, Olafmeister spots him from around the big box on Plateau, but that was a weird moment there where, like, he was just alone in that site 1v3, and there was only Olafmeister there with him.
Yeah, what was that? It seemed like Pronax didn't realize that he was actually inside. That was very strange.
It worked out for Fnatic in the end, regardless. And it's starting to look pretty grim for Mousesports at this point. I think they definitely need the last 2 rounds to make this a contest. And it doesn't start off too well. Flusher picking off Chris J right there. And again, Fnatic back to playing a fairly passive style. Olafmeister might get picked up by Alu here. So that's at least a glimmer of hope for Mousesports.
Oh, Flusher should have maybe got picked there. Now when Legia re-peaks instead of just Flusher, there's a whole team there with him. That's really annoying for Legia because he had a good read on the situation. He didn't realize there were going to be so many people right around the corner. JW in the middle, no scopes, Tabson in the face, and is going to pick up the second headshot as well on Alu. A little bit of overkill here for JW, but he's trying to get to the top of that scoreboard, and he's only 2 kills away right now. It's really JW, Pronax, and Olafmeister who are putting in a lot of the work right now for Fnatic, and Mousesports can't keep up right now.
That's really what it feels like right now. It just feels like all of the momentum went Fnatic's way as Leia gets dropped down to 1 HP. So that's not the best start either. Flusha is looking for him. He's hunting for that kill on Leia, who's currently hiding on B site. Alu is here looking towards Upper Dark, and a nice spray there by Alu. So man advantage, but you've got 2 guys on Mousesports with 1 HP right now.
Oh, Tabson is going to get that kill. A little bit too much aggression maybe for Fnatic, but they've still managed to fight their way into the bomb site. And they are in a 3-on-4 with also JW very low on health, so maybe they can pick up this last round. JW is going to get that 1 kill. They're coming up from behind very quickly right now, and they've already been spotted out. Alu should be going down this grenade. Oh, Alu. It's going to be the end, and it actually almost kills Tabson as well. What's going on?
Oh, Tabson surprises JW though, so that's JW out of this. Crims is still alive, however, and he's going to be looking towards Upper Dark, finds the frag that he needed to, and Pronax will pick up Kazuya, who's trying to make his way in through window. So a 14-1 at the end of the first half. Everybody's going to be asking about HP that round. It seemed like everybody was getting so low, but the kills were just so hard to get.
14-1. That is kind of a decisive statement from Fnatic, and I don't know. It's hard to really can't really take any way away from the Swedish team. I think in this first half, Mousesports had the openings, and they couldn't capitalize on them when it really mattered. When they finally had enough to buy, they weren't able to close the rounds on Fnatic, and then you have a result like you have here.
Yeah, and one thing that Fnatic did really well is the fact that once they got the opening kill, they were able to capitalize on it, whether it was towards B or towards long. It seemed like they just had their entire team nearby on standby to just punish that bomb site where they got an opening. We saw it on long several times. As soon as, I think it was Kasuya and Tabson who held long, as soon as one of them went down, there were 3 Fnatic members out on long to push the momentum and try to gain a bigger advantage, really. And it messed up Mousesports badly because they had not the rotations in place that they needed to, and it just crumbled, really. It's kind of like a house of cards where the bottom card goes out and then everything just crumbles slowly.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. We're just waiting for the starting money to be reset to 800 instead of 8,000, which is a good idea, although it could be interesting. Maybe give Mousesports a bit of a chance to get back into it. But, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd made this point earlier, but I was gonna say that I think if Mousesports wanted to win this best of 3, they needed a win early on Dust 2, and I actually think they needed to win on Dust 2 and Mirage. I don't see Mousesports winning on Cash. Can't be sure, of course, but I think those were the 2 maps that were that had Mousesports written on them, if anything. So now I think, assuming they don't make a mind-blowing comeback and make the 16-14, I think it's going to be even more of an uphill battle, come Mirage and Cash.
I think they have a fair chance on Mirage. I think Mousesports are a really fun team to watch on Mirage. They have a really aggressive CT style, playing style on that map. And I think they could be really effective with it if they manage to catch their opponent off guard. Obviously, Fnatic are a top caliber team, so they will probably be able to adapt to that as the game goes along. But I still think Mousesports have a pretty okay chance at actually grabbing Mirage, even though Fnatic are really good on it.
Well, you have to be thinking, like, Fnatic at this point, they have the experience and they certainly know what to expect out of Mousesports. So are we going to see anything crazy out of them, or are they just going to try and play very consistent CS at this point? You know, play to their strengths, which is, you know, they've got fantastic teamwork. They've got the right calls with Pronax. And Olofmeister, Crims, JW are certainly on their game tonight. So it really does seem like Fnatic, when you come down to it, Mirage is a very good map for them. It is still going to be Mousesports still trying to fight back here, especially after this performance on Dust 2 from them.
Yeah, and Fnatic just seems to be the team in form as of late. Just out of all the top teams in the world right now.
True.
Yeah.
One, especially after last night.
Demolished VP. That was just crazy, actually, how badly they demolished VP last night. So I think they're the team to be feared. Easy as that at this point.
Yeah, they are. I mean, and actually, I was thinking about this. We don't have to go into it right now because I think we're actually ready. But that could actually be a problem for Fnatic because the next major is still some distance away, which means right now Fnatic could be painting a pretty big target on their backs. And then come the next major, it could be that a lot of teams have, you know, Fnatic at the top of the list right now for team to beat. So gotta be a little bit careful that you don't fly your colors too high at the beginning of, you know, the new major season, I suppose we could call it.
We're gonna see a tactical slump as soon as the next major is announced.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Goes down the drain, right?
Because if anybody is going to be prepared when it comes to the when it comes time to shine for the major, it's going to be Pronax. Like I find it hard to believe that he's not going to come up with even more clever strats that Fnatic are going to be able to catch people off guard with.
Nice flashbang here from Legia, and they do need this round. I mean, Mousesports, it goes without saying, losing the pistol round here, and they've already lost one kill to Olofmeister, who took down Alu. They gotta make this happen here. It's kind of now or never. Otherwise, we're gonna go to Mirage, maybe a little bit quicker than Mousesports had expected.
I think a lot of us expected.
Well, Tabson has worked his way on the A-bomb site, so JW and Olofmeister being the duo, backstab duo right now from Long, and that's gonna mess up all of Mousesports' plans. But they could potentially get a bomb plant on A.
If they could have fought their way out in the middle and somehow got the bomb out, maybe it would have worked. But yeah. I think you're right. I mean, Tabson gave them an opening. Unfortunately, Fnatic took it away by, you know, dropping the bomb in the middle. And that puts us at 15-1. My God.
Yeah, I think Mousesports needed to play that way faster than what they did. As soon as Tabson actually gets onto the bomb site and makes Olofmeister rotate out towards Long Cave, that's when Mousesports just have to go. They just have to go for short and just leave it at that.
Painful so far this round here. They've already lost Chris J. Tabson has been picked off as well. And now we lose Alu to Olofmeister, putting pressure. Kazia will find JW through the smoke at Longhouse. And Flusha goes down to Legia, who have the Deagles. So this is actually some kills coming back Mousesports' way, but it is going to just be Legia alive. And Pronax finds him on Cat. Final frag of this map, and it's a 16-1 win on Dust 2 for Fnatic.
Wow. Decisive win, in fact. So let me switch it back to the camera real quick. I can't believe that that it was, you know, yeah, in a sense that one-sided. Mousesports, not with much of a chance. Fnatic really showing that their past performances are apparently going to continue. And yeah, they might be the team to beat. Well, luckily, you know, we have NIP waiting in the finals, so no matter what happens, Fnatic are certainly going to be put to the test, playing against the people they lost to at the Gamescom Cologne 2014 major tournament. That was only a short while away here. But guys, before we do anything else, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. I bet Mousesports are going to need about 5 minutes to get ready, and probably so are we. So stay tuned. We'll be right back here. Remember to click the raffle link at the bottom of the page, and you can win all sorts of cool things. So definitely do that, and we'll be back soon enough.